What's up? What's second one for the day? Let's look at a new video drop. Alright, let's see what happens here. Killer mom realizes cameras caught everything. In the world we live in today, cameras are everywhere. And damn. Killer mom, did she kill her own kid? Alright, let's get to it. It's another one. Shout out. Welcome to your homie.
He had bruises from head to toe.
Excuses now.
You're going to be under arrest right now.
I get him in trouble. I have
Damn,
nothing. I
she
have
beat
no
her own
support.
kid.
I have nobody.
What are you protecting?
What are you?
What happened?
I was gonna be next.
After years in foster care, a 3-year-old
Oh,
boy is
damn.
reunited with his mother, only to suffer a horrific accident just 3 months later.
Oh,
But the truth is
damn.
written on his small body, and it paints a far darker picture than anyone has been led
Oh,
to believe.
Robert told her to stick to the story or you'll never see it again.
Just hold on, Pops. Just hold on, Pops.
Oh, no.
The following
What's
is
going
based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. At 3:20 p.m., June 14, 2023, dispatchers in Cleveland, Ohio receive an urgent call to 911.
Cleveland EMS with the address to the emergency.
Yes, we need some paramedic here on 79th and Euclid here, and I believe it's Gordon Square.
Is this at the Family
baby
Dollar?
stopped breathing. I guess he fell at a park, a water park. She's been.
We got another signing today. I'm here with my
What
notary, Taya. Taya, what are we
is
signing
going
today?
Just another deal?
Another.
Officers with the Cleveland Division of Police arrive on scene, where paramedics
It just tells you not everybody's meant to be a parent. I don't know what she's on. But the story doesn't even make sense. That's a lie she's telling.
have already begun life-saving efforts on 3-year-old Curtis Witcher, who is
Damn,
still
bro.
unresponsive.
Did you see what happened in there?
No, he was not here. She came up and ran in the dollar store and asked all of us for our phones. We all called 911. I was on the ground with I don't mean to call him this, but the Caucasian man. He was giving them air, and I was trying to search for his pulse. He did not have a pulse since he got here.
I mean, what happened to the baby though?
We don't know. She
Where's the mom?
said he fell. Yeah, she in the van.
She had 2 kids with her, a double
They said,
stroller.
are they going to take him to the hospital?
Yeah, we're going right now.
Okay, but do you know if he has a pulse yet, at least?
We want to talk to her. She said in the back.
She sounds more worried about the kid than the actual mom. What is she doing in the van? She should be in the ambulance with the kid. And it's 2 kids with her?
And she's pregnant, too.
Yeah.
Oh. And pregnant?
You guys are going to Rainbow Babies? Okay, we'll see you at the hospital.
With the mother in distress, the officer instead
I don't know what to say. What happened?
heads in
Kids, 3 years old, you gotta have your attention always on them. Always, always. God forbid, bro. This is sad.
inside to speak with a store employee in the hopes of getting more information.
She says she was at a water park somewhere and her baby fell. She came in here and asked me if I would call 911. She said that nobody would call 911 for her.
Where's the water park?
I don't know where it happened, but when she got here, the baby was unconscious.
He also learns the
Just
mother
the
had a
witness
second child
seeing
with
a
her,
kid.
and they both arrived in a double stroller.
The one that's in the ambulance,
know where I'm going,
the
and then I'll
one
go
that's,
back to
was perfectly fine, was back here.
Yeah, okay.
So when me and the white guy came outside, he
two
just
kids.
straight unstrapped him and took him out and laid him on the ground
CPR.
and gave him CPR until you guys got here.
Excuses now.
Backup arrives and quickly gets caught up to speed.
Okay, so mom's right here in this white van. Karan's in the back of there. They've got a 3-year-old. They're working on him. I don't think she's or not conscious, not breathing. They're doing CPR right now. I don't
Do we
think
know the circumstances?
not the mother's hysterical right now, so I didn't even try to talk
She's
to
in
her.
the white van?
She's in the white van in the back. Yeah, she's got another.
Make sure we get her information.
Yeah,
Please.
The mother is identified as 30-year-old Tamika Eggleton, and she's transported along with both children, 3-year-old Curtis and 1-year-old John, to Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital. Meanwhile,
other
officers
kid's even
attempt to figure
younger.
out where Curtis may have suffered the fall, but hit a dead end.
she said this happened at a water park. Is there like an outdoor kids
That's
pool
what
or
I'm
something
saying.
around
Not that I
here?
know of what kind of sprinkles machine would be over here.
I'm sorry.
That's a fact. You see, that story doesn't make sense. She's saying it herself. Where's the water park or sprinklers, wherever you at? How come you don't have a phone to call 911? There was people closer to running to the dollar store. What's going on?
So the storm's not a seal. No. She came in here with the kid already injured.
With no water parks nearby, officers radio their colleagues at the hospital, hoping they can ask the mom for a specific location.
Very hard to get any information from her right now. She's crying. She said the kid fell on his head at the water park. She put him in the stroller just for a little bit so he, calm down and recover. And then moments later, this happened. The little kid was unresponsive.
Tragically, just 40 minutes after the initial call to 911, 3-year-old Curtis Witcher was pronounced deceased.
Damn,
His
bro.
autopsy the next morning would shatter any
I know
notion
the title
of an
says that,
accidental death.
but when it comes
And
to
following
a
several
3-year-old,
shocking-
man, it just tells you life is not guaranteed for nobody. This is a sad reality that we live in. He's definitely in a better place for sure.
Discoveries, his death was ruled a homicide. Tamika's 1-year-old is removed from her care and an investigation begins. Detectives soon learn that 3-year-old Curtis had only recently been returned to Tamika's custody in January after spending most of his life in foster care.
Damn.
Protective supervision ended only 3 months ago.
Why was he
He's
taken away from
young
you?
too. Where's the fathers? Is he in the picture?
I was hospitalized with him when I was pregnant for a couple months. I lost my home because I couldn't pay my rent because I was hospitalized for all them months.
Damn, life is...
Basically, I grew up in foster care. I have no support. So they thought I couldn't take care of him because I didn't have support.
But this isn't the whole truth, and as the investigators are about to learn, getting any semblance of honesty from Tamika will be easier said than done. Already she's told an
Damn,
egregious
of
lie
course.
about where Curtis suffered his injury, one that's easy enough to disprove. While at the hospital, Tamika told an officer the name of the splash park was at the Lonnie Burton Recreation Center, a 2-mile walk from the Family Dollar.
That's
Can you hear me, Sergeant?
Yes.
All right.
exactly what? If the story is the truth, your kid, God forbid, but you gotta really just call ambulance or get to a hospital as soon as possible, just to make sure.
Did you review the video and download the video from Splash Park and the surrounding project buildings?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and did I send you a photograph of the female I was looking for?
Yes, you did.
Okay, did you see that female at any moment at the park on Wednesday the 14th?
No, she was never there.
Okay, and then you spoke to a worker there?
Yeah, we have a resident worker who mans the splash park when it's open, and she never saw that female or those children there either.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, Sarge. I just wanted her to hear it.
You're welcome.
All right.
We was at that splash park. I promise you.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $160,000.
But even the paramedics
It's good that they had camera surveillance at that park. That's the way it should be.
Who initially found Curtis in his tragic state noticed something was off with Tamika's story.
I guess she
But if
pushed,
he
she
fell
pushed
in
him
the
there in the
water park, how
stroller.
did he end up at Dollar General? And
Doesn't make any sense.
it didn't appear to be, but he was wearing a bathing suit.
Aside from Curtis being completely dry, paramedics documented something else that was even more alarming.
The report EMS is stating that Curtis was cold and clammy to the touch. When EMS arrived on scene.
As the detective steps out to take a phone call, his colleague gently presses Tamika to start telling the truth.
He had been deceased for some time, enough for his body temperature to give them that feeling of being cold and clammy. Does that make sense?
No, ma'am.
If he was unresponsive earlier than you thought.
Damn, so they telling her that your son is gone, and the reaction is just like she's trying to protect herself, make herself seem innocent. It just shows you that those tears early in the beginning was just an act.
What I say?
Damn, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I didn't know.
Why take responsibility of the kid if you can't? And she's
he's with you, so
yes. When he was in the stroller, thought he was asleep. Both of my kids was asleep. They do this every
She
time
also
I put
grew up
them in
in
the
foster
stroller.
care as well. She's repeating that same experience for her kids.
When we take a long walk, they will fall asleep. I'm thinking my baby is asleep. I'm not thinking my baby's dead or none of that. I'm not thinking like that.
When he returns, the detective shares a disturbing detail from Curtis's autopsy, one that sets Tamika on a defensive path.
He actually had marks across here, and they were like almost like whip marks, okay? And they called pattern, so it was consistent all through his midsection.
Damn, she was beating.
Okay. Bad enough where even the tip of his penis was damaged.
Unsettling as it is, the worst details are still to come.
I don't whoop, sir.
What?
Right-handed. I
This
don't
woman
whoop
is
my
crazy.
kids.
Then who does?
Robert chastised them. Well, not them, but Robert chastised them. I don't whoop my kids.
Robert is the father of 3-year-old Curtis, as well as the 1-year-old and Tamika's unborn child.
Describe that then. What's he do?
Like he'll pop them, or like he'll punch them, or not like not with a lot of force, or he'll hit him in his thighs. If he pee on himself, he'll chastise.
Investigators later sat down with Robert in an effort to confirm her claims, but by his account, Tamika is solely responsible for discipline, as he doesn't live with her and is rarely around the children.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You have to be in your kids' lives. Damn.
You don't know what her form of discipline is?
In my eyes, put him in the corner. Don't give him no snacks. That's what she presents to me.
I don't whoop my kids. I do. You stand in the corner. That is my punishments, because I know how it feels to get beat. Punishments is standing in the corner. I've never whooped my kids. I don't pop my kids. I don't whoop my kids. I don't do none of that.
She would want me to pop him and pee on himself.
She wants you?
She want. You say you're gonna whoop him, but you don't.
Tamika claims that 3-year-old Curtis often wet himself and peed in his bed during the night, something that made Robert particularly angry.
Did Robert put his hands on you?
Yes.
How physical does that get?
Bad. One time, he gave me a black eye. I had to cover it up. because I didn't want them to take John John. I'm stupid, and I stayed, but he's all I had.
During one supervised visit in February, just 4 months earlier, Tamika reported to a caseworker that Robert had been abusing her for months and struck Curtis after he urinated on himself. Robert, however, denied any abuse at the time and said that he would stay away from Tamika.
He's all I have. He's all I have, and if I get him in trouble, I have nothing. I have no support. I have nobody. Literally, I have nobody.
What are you protecting? What happened? Are you all?
What is going on? But he said he wasn't in the picture, so what does that mean? That's all you have. If he's not even in the picture, he said he doesn't live with you.
You go to prison for the rest of your life for Robert.
No.
There's no protecting anyone at this point. We need to know the truth.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I know.
The more you continue down this path of trying to cover something, you're going to separate yourself from the child that you have now, and you're going to separate yourself from the child that you're carrying.
Finally, Tamika begins to open up to the detectives, sharing what happened on the morning of Curtis's death.
Robert gets up before me. That's when I had woke up, and I'm like, it's still dark outside. Like, what is he crying for? You know, he's like, oh, I just whooped him because he just peed through the bed. And if y'all go to my house, y'all will see in his drawers, the same drawers that he had on when he went to sleep, is sitting in my bathroom on the floor, pissy. His whole bed is still pissy, and that's in the living room.
Though not on the bathroom floor, crime scene investigators do locate a pair of stained children's underwear in Tamika's apartment bathtub.
He wasn't himself that morning. After he whooped him, Robert, he wasn't himself. He was coughing. He wasn't himself. He didn't want to eat. He didn't want to drink nothing. I made his favorite food. He didn't even want to eat the pizza. That's still, like, I'll go to my house. I even wrapped it up in aluminum foil, put it in a plastic bag. We was gonna eat it when we got home. He didn't even want to eat. He didn't want to drink no water. He didn't want nothing. He didn't want anything. So I'm thinking, okay, he probably just not on it. He not feeling good. That's what I'm thinking. You know, I'm not thinking, you know, he about to die or none of that. I'm not thinking none of that. He said that his chest was hurting from his dad whooping him. And when I confronted Robert about it, I was gonna be next. I'm so sorry. I should have never let him whoop him. I didn't know.
That's crazy.
I didn't know how severe it was.
Damn.
The detective moves closer to Tamika, offering her comfort as she urges her to own up to an earlier lie.
So you never went to this flashback?
No, that was the story he told me to tell. Because he didn't.
Who told you to tell?
Robert told.
Damn, bro, what kind of man is this kid? Remember, he's 3 years
I
old.
don't want to get hurt anymore.
Why?
Get diapers, bro. Still 3 years old. It's okay. At nighttime, you could have diapers. And a kid is so fragile. Like, it's a small. Damn, bro. That's crazy. I can't even imagine that. Like, you know, back in the day, maybe a whooping behind the back. But you got to understand, when you try. He was probably internally bleeding from the inside from that whooping. That's so sad. That's so.
Why did Robert tell you to say you took him to the park?
Because we just got them back. We didn't want to lose them again.
Okay, but Who was he afraid of finding out?
But child services.
From what?
Okay, Robert wasn't even supposed to be around them.
Okay.
At all. They didn't want Robert around the kids at all because he was beating on me. They didn't want him around them, but I was still allowing him because that's their dad.
Yeah.
Robert has yet to hear any of Tamika's allegations against him. When asked, he openly admits that despite promising to stay away from Tamika, he spent the night with her on the eve of Curtis's murder. But by his account, Curtis was fine and unharmed when he left for work early the following morning, where he remained all day until receiving the tragic news of his son's death over the phone. Still, investigators act on Tamika's claims, not realizing the story they've been told is about to take a much darker turn.
You're going to be under arrest right now.
I love my son.
I understand.
I done nothing.
This is nothing personal, but because it's a 3-year-old
man. That was my little man. I love my man.
You're going to be held overnight. We got to verify your story because she made a whole bunch of allegations.
That was my little man.
Okay.
He should have stayed in foster care if he was going to be like this. I would have left him there. He would have been better off there with them.
Robert's sister, who has been suspicious of Tamika's story from the start, enters the room to comfort her brother, and the detectives explain why he's been placed in handcuffs.
She finally admitted that she's not going to the splash park. Okay. But she's saying that she had to say that because Robert told her to stick to the story or you'll never see it again.
Just hold on, Poppy. Just hold on, Poppy. Just hold on, Poppy. That's why you have your job. That's why you have your job to back you up. And
so that's what we have to look into. And this is the key point. Okay, Curtis was heavily abused. He had bruises from head to toe.
The signs or what may have you, like, we had our suspicions.
Tell me something.
Yeah, him, not being able to use the bathroom, potty train correctly.
You always cry when I leave.
So it was like, we kind of figured, but we didn't know.
Robert did mention that she wanted him to discipline, but he said he didn't,
and he never, we never, believe in disciplining our children, but not to that magnitude. He always wanted to be.
Say with my daughter, she'll tell you how much she loves me and how much I love her.
And my children, he helped me raise my two children.
With him, how much I love him.
The way he's acting is very damn suspicious. The things he's saying is very damn suspicious. You're trying to defend yourself. And I don't know what happened. You were just normal. Your sister came in, she's holding your hand, but you acting like you're mentally challenged or something, boy. What's going on with you in that head? What are you trying to play? I'm pretty sure they figured out, because you're just putting yourself in a deeper hole, bro. Just be honest.
Robert claims that he wasn't even told why his son was placed in foster care in the first place. But according to police records, Curtis was removed from their care as an infant due to neither parent being able to provide stable housing, as well as Tamika's ongoing mental health issues, which, quote, interfere with her ability to provide adequate care for the children. Further records reveal that Tamika has lost custody of all of her children except 1-year-old John John.
Then she mentioned about she had another baby that passed away, but he was buried in Georgia.
Oh, damn.
She never mentioned the baby's name or anything like that. And all she said was, I got a child here and a child in Georgia that's already buried, and I don't know if I want to bury my child or cremate. We never even knew about the other
girls and another boy.
Parents, if your child plays Roblox, listen up. You could qualify for up to $300,000.
Curtis's foster mother, Michelle, raised and took care of him since he was just 1 week old. According to court documents, Tamika attended weekly visits bonded with the baby, and even fed and changed him. However, as time progressed, she began threatening and cursing at caseworkers, refusing to take her medications, failing drug screens, and visiting less often. But according to Tamika, she had serious concerns about their level of care.
I had an issue with the foster people whooping him. I have paperwork where I used to complain when my son used to come visit us with black eyes, bleeding in his ears. He had whips. He had scratch marks. He had all around his neck. He had scratch marks all around his neck. He had scratch marks. I used to complain about that, and they said there was nothing that I could do because he was not in my care.
This is far from the truth. While concerns were raised about Curtis's safety and well-being, those complaints came from his foster family. One report, for example, said Tamika was allowed overnight visits, but Curtis would return wearing the same clothes, which were soaked in urine. No complaints were made about the foster family regarding scratches, black eyes, welts, or bleeding while Curtis was in their care.
I should have protected you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Reports also describe Tamika's lengthy arrest history, including for domestic violence, grand theft auto, resisting arrest, contempt of court, assault, and aggravated menacing. And despite a documented history of not completing drug screens or attending counseling, in January of 2023, Judge Allison Floyd ordered 3-year-old Curtis to be returned to his mother's full custody and terminated protective supervision. In her order, she ruled that the child's return to the home of Tamika Eggleton, quote, will not be contrary to the child's best interest.
So the doctor said he had extremely amount bruising, a lot in the neck area, in the midsection, and a lot of what she considered blunt force trauma. She also said the damage that was a fatal damage was a laceration to his heart, and that is caused by
oh my God,
something striking him, something hard. And according to the medical examiner, that he pretty much passed away immediately.
Damn, bro.
Given this fact, it's difficult to imagine Tamika would not have known the toddler was deceased before she placed him in the stroller, a part of her story that Robert's sister finds highly suspicious.
She was like, well, I put him in a stroller, and we walked to the plaza, and she said that when she was at the plaza, that's when she turned around and noticed that Curtis was unresponsive. She said she just bust out screaming, and then it was a crowd of people, and she said that a man came and got him out the stroller and did CPR.
That is true.
And by the time the paramedics, the police came, he was already gone.
According to the autopsy, the 3-year-old was likely deceased before he was ever put in the stroller. Abrasions and lacerations covered his head, neck, and torso, the bruising pattern consistent with being hit by a belt. He was struck with such force that it lacerated the back of his heart, causing his chest cavity to fill with blood.
I didn't know. I promise you, I didn't know.
He lost that blood so quick, he would not have lived for minutes.
I didn't know, sir.
What happened?
I'm telling you, that's what happened. That is exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened.
So you're telling me Robert beat him and left, and you put him in a stroller.
I didn't put him.
He hopped in a stroller.
Curtis put himself
and you walk around randomly.
I'm walking.
Okay.
I'm walking. And then I'm thinking that they both fell asleep. That he wasn't breathing. I didn't know none of that. I didn't know.
Surveillance footage shows Tamika casually walking down the street toward the Family Dollar. Her 1-year-old child in the back appears upright and alert, but 3-year-old Curtis is slumped over the front, completely unmoving in his seat. Given more time to think, Tamika recalls that Robert is the one who ultimately put him in the stroller.
He carried him, put him in his shoulder, put his seatbelt on him. We started walking the path that we said, and we went our separate ways.
So when you guys, was Robert planning on going to Family Dollar with you?
I believe so. I can't really say I believe he was, and he had received a phone call, and
She did it.
he kissed us, and
She was whipping them.
separate ways.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon.
That's crazy,
And you should
bro.
too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
And she was in foster care.
But
She
this
should
remains
know
to be
better.
seen, given Robert's claims he was at work all morning. Surveillance footage captures the moment she arrived at the Family Dollar around 3:08 p.m., but the video does little to support her claims that this is the moment she discovered the 3-year-old unresponsive. When she arrives, Tamika pushes the stroller to the side and simply stands around until a man hands her a flyer. She tucks it into the stroller and, without acknowledging her children, continues to simply linger nearby. Finally, she peeks into the store but doesn't appear to ask anyone for help before closing the door. Then, without ever once touching Curtis, checking for a pulse or attempting to wake him, she heads inside and asks for a phone to dial 911. Only now does the gathering crowd realize the toddler is pale and unresponsive. Bystanders
You
quickly
see?
pull him from the seat and lay him on the curb to perform CPR, while Tamika begins
She's acting right now.
jumping up and down as if in a
Look.
sudden state of panic. The store manager describes the whole incident as feeling staged.
Like, she didn't seem like a grieving mother. You know, she didn't, you know, we had asked her, like, so what do you want to do as an idea as far as services, stuff like that. She was walking around normally, you know, like nothing really happened.
Regardless, given Tamika's damning allegations against Robert, the detective says his hands are tied and he has no choice but to hold him in jail overnight while they investigate. Given a moment alone, Robert calls his daughter to explain that he won't be able to pick her up tonight.
I'm gonna leave you to stay with your uncle because I told you she said she's gonna tell her a whole bunch of stuff and they gotta verify my story.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll be out by tomorrow, okay? I know I'm gonna be out by tomorrow, but I love you. I love you more.
Alright. That's a fact. She did it. I guess he has an older daughter. Maybe from a different woman. But the way how he just communicated with her, I don't think he was beat. I'm sure. I'll give my man 80% that he wasn't. It wasn't him. You can't be that evil to a 3-year-old if you have a grown daughter that you seen grow up. You know better.
No, I love you more. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
He then talks to his daughter's mother, who speaks out in protest once she learns that Robert will be going to jail.
You can't put somebody in jail without they can't do that. Like, what the f are they? Where somebody?
Downtown in the Justice Center.
Oh my God! 'Cause I'm
His baby mama is being protective of him over the phone. If she knew that he hit kids, I don't think she would be this pissed off.
at work, and at this point, I'm ready to come up there because that doesn't sound like something that should be happening, Bobby. And you trying to grieve your son, and they trying to put you in a jail cell to collaborate this, to collaborate that. And I understand, but it just don't seem like proper protocol when you got somebody to say that I was at this place at that time. That's your story. You been with things for the baby. Ain't nothing ever happened to my child.
Still, they're told there's nothing anyone can do but wait for the evidence to come to light.
No, I love you, Bobby.
I love you.
You're gonna take care of this. We're gonna get through this. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Investigators would later confirm that Robert got on a bus to work as early as 8:19 a.m., nearly 7 hours before Tamika would begin her walk to Family Dollar. Time cards and surveillance would prove he remained at work until he received the call about his son. Additionally, after speaking with a neighbor, investigators learned that Tamika would often talk about Robert, complaining that he would not discipline the children or so much as raise his voice. Tamika's own foster mother would go on to describe her as someone who could lie.
You see, that's how you could tell he has a relationship with his kids. He's calm. I don't know where she got that behavior from, but it's not okay. I'm sorry for your other two kids. But God they surely gonna have a better life without you.
Very convincingly, but the evidence speaks volumes. Robert was released after spending one night in jail with no formal charges against him. In a devastating discovery, Curtis's autopsy revealed evidence that he had been beaten repeatedly in the months leading up to his death, a reality that cut deepest for his foster mother, Michelle. After he was returned to Tamika, Michelle still tried to visit and look after him, refusing to stop caring for the child she loved and had planned to adopt. 5 days following the murder of 3-year-old Curtis Witcher, 30-year-old Tamika Eggleton was arrested and later indicted on 1 count of aggravated murder, 2 counts of murder, 1 count of felonious assault, and 1 count of endangering children. In September of 2023, Tamika gave birth to her new baby. According to court documents, the infant and her 1 count of endangering children. In September of 2023, Tamika gave birth to her new baby. According to court documents, the infant and her 1-year-old son have been placed in a foster care home together. On June 11, 2024, Tamika pleaded guilty as part of a plea deal, and 2 of the 5 counts were dropped. During sentencing, Tamika told the judge, "I should have never gotten him back. I wasn't fit to be a mother." Curtis's foster mother, Michelle, also delivered a statement. She faced Tamika directly and told her, "You are no mother. You're a monster."
Exactly.
The judge sentenced Tamika Eggleton to a total of 31 to 35 years to life in prison, with 409 days credited for time served.
That's what she deserves.
If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light, you'll find extra footage and unseen details.
It's sad for a 3-year-old to lose his life this way by his own mother. Yeah, some people are not fit to be parents. But this is part of life. Keep it real. Let me know. Follow, subscribe, hit a like. We keep doing this. Let's go. Peace out.